Terrific.
The first thing you see when you enter the BlueCherry Enterprise portal is the home page. The home page welcomes the user and allows them to see what their day is going to look like, essentially. Let's start on the right hand side with sticky notes. Sticky notes are free-form notes you create for yourself. They can be dragged and dropped onto the to-do list to create an action item for yourself or an item delegated to someone else. They can be completed as is with no further action items, and there's an audit trail in the BlueCherry database for them to be reported on. There are several ways to navigate the BlueCherry menu system. One is the main menu itself, in which you see all menu options to which the currently logged in user has rights to. Let's say I'm looking for the customer credit reference. Well, I may not be sure whether that's under credit checking or under customer, so it's a little bit of looking around before you get used to exactly where things are. That's been addressed with BlueCherry 8. First, there's a search tab. Users can just type keywords into the search field, like I'm typing here, and you see all menu items with those keywords in them. And then you can just choose the menu item right from there. So that's a much simpler way to find things. Now, if this ends up being a particular screen that this user very often uses, you may want it to add it to your favorites. Let's go over to the Favorites tab, which is indicated by the gold star. And I can just go up to the tab on the customer credit reference and right click and choose Add to Favorites. Yes, I want to add this. And as you can see, I had the customer folder highlighted and it showed up underneath there. So I can just re-execute from here the next time I want the customer credit reference, and it'll always be there for this particular user. Another productivity feature in BlueCherry 8 is what we call filter templates. BlueCherry users have long asked for the ability to save filter criteria. Well, currently all you can do is save the last filter criteria, but with filter templates, users can save an unlimited number of predefined filter criteria for each screen that they use. Let's look at one, for example, in a customer credit reference. Let's say I'm a collector and my name is Alex G. I can predefine a filter so that I see all of the credit information for customers for which I am a collector for. So I just come into the filter template editor and I create a new template called Alex's Customers, and I just put in my filter criteria of Alex G, and I indicate which bros I want to show in my filter criteria screen for the future. Maybe I want to filter on some other bros runtime, but I just want to predefine one field, one filter, which will be myself. I can also indicate which fields I want to see in the search results pane. So I won't clog the user with too much information, just what they need to see. At the bottom here, you can see how you can add, adjust the order in which the columns appear. So coming out of this, you can see now, just launching the customer credit reference, these are the bros I see, and I can see that I have all the records, all the customer records for which I am the collector. One of the most exciting new features of BlueCherry 8 is the ability to configure data entry screens. What you see here, for example, is the customer reference. And the fields that you're looking at are driven off of a metadata table, which means the fields you're looking at can be moved in any order and can also be moved on to additional, what we call expanders, like the additional header here, and fields can be moved from one panel to another. You can also create subcategories like we've done here with sales order, and move fields specifically into those areas. And here are fields that are warehouse related. But let's say a user felt these address fields were less important to them and wanted to push them down into a subcategory, an additional header called address. Let me show you how you can do something like that. You'd use what we call the SDK forms generator. So coming into here, I've already pre-filtered on the customer reference, and here are all the fields and the attributes on the customer master. So as you can see, the address fields are on the header right now, but you can very easily just right-click, zoom, and choose additional header, and doing something as simply as that moves a field from one place to another.
So Jim, that looks really tremendous, and it looks as if this whole effort that you've undertaken to change the user experience for BlueCherry and change its architecture is going to position CGS very well to take this product forward in the market for the years ahead.
Absolutely. We've made some very smart decisions early on to embrace the new technology, and we feel like the application's in a position that we'll go another 10 years before we need to do anything to this application.
Well, it certainly shows in what we've seen so far. So thanks and congratulations again.
Thank you for your help.
Thanks.